good for you. I'm empty-handed and I'm feeling blue, and I'm gonna dream till the day that I die. Shut bubble down my throat. I'm empty-hearted and I'm all alone, but I'm gonna dream till the day that I die. Hiding Alka-Seltzer and my loaded drinks. I'm crying out for your help to stop me from me sinking. No sex, drugs, and rock and roll. My man has left me and the fun is gone, so I'll keep on drinking till the day that I die. Alka-Seltzer and my loaded drinks. I'm crying out for your help to stop me from me sinking. Tell me, dear, what it is to you. Will you come home and help me live this blue? But if you don't, I'll dream till the day that I die.
It's Saturday and it's 3 o'clock and I have peace at last. My hubby's at the bridge with his heart beating fast. His blue hat put onto his head, his blue shirt full covered. I'm sure by now you've got just did. He's a Chelsea supporter. Oh darling, I can get support with all your football dreams. I did not want to get married to the 11-man team. I'm going bad and crazy trying to keep up with you, when all I want is a quiet life that you have.
Okay, we're going to go around the trees and practice a bit of stick control. This is something that I always say people ought to do. You know, find a place to fly around and to actually do something instead of just in a purely open area. Find something that you've got to fly around and actually control the aircraft. Start to learn. Okay, what I'm doing here is a little bit, shall we say, advanced for the average newcomer, but most people after a few hours shouldn't have any difficulty with this. Basically, it's a matter of don't panic, stay calm, know what the sticks do. Left stick, if you're in mode 2, does up, down and rotation, and the right stick does left, right, forward and back. So it's a matter of just remembering that and stopping and starting if you get a little bit out of thing. Don't forget that return to home can be a problem in this sort of environment, because if you do lose control, I have 30 meters set as my altitude on return to home, so it can be a little bit embarrassing if you don't cancel that. Okay, I haven't done it this time. I'm pretty confident that control will stay, but it's not guaranteed. So basically what you want, if you lose control, you want, say, hover or to automatically land exactly where it is. Return to home is not so good. Here's a spot where the narrow gap between two main parts of a tree, and I think this is about where I in my other video of this, which is a screen one, I actually narrate this to show that I'll do a turn and then we'll come back to look at that gap, and it's just a little bit narrow actually for a P3 to go through if you don't have avoidance. Just a little bit too tight. We'll go up close and you'll see how tight it is. The P3S is not the best to go through there, because basically it wanders a bit with the wind and so on. It's not accurate enough to go through, and you can see that, and then we just go close and then we back off, and then we start going back into the trees again, and just basically find a path through, and instead of letting the model fly you decide which gap you're going to go through, you decide the height, you decide everything, so you fly the model. Most new people to it tend to react to what the model does instead of pre-acting or preempting what the model would do. It's a matter of basically not reaction but pre-action to have the model do exactly what you want. So here we go, we're back going into the trees again. This is actually to one side of my grounds. It's what we call the park area where the dogs love and all the rest. So it's a bit of a pain for me because it stops me flying all my other models having so many trees, but anyway, it's good practice for the multi-rotors. I put my non-DJI through this area as well, which teaches me stick control. It has no GPS and anything on it, and it really is fun to take it through here. What would really be good is having a really good FPV, but I'm not into FPV yet. So right, so here we are looking at various. So let's go back and go through, and in a minute I do a bit of limbo to show you that the P3S is actually can be used for a bit of fun if you sort of get to know how to act with the thing. You know, it's a matter of practice and just keep on with it. I'm a bit of a grumpy old fart, as some people say, and I think some people reckon I'm a bit of a know-it-all, but I don't know it all. I'm still learning like everybody else. But in this sort of thing, I think I can show that I am capable of something. So I may not be as useless as some people think. Okay, let's back through this little gap. That's quite a narrow gap, so not something for the squeamish. Okay, so let's go for a little bit of limbo, shall we? Yeah, it's about time I repaired my fence. But, that's what it is. So here we go. Whee! All the way through. There's no traffic. Take it back down, and we'll bring her back through there. Here we go.
Too bad.
So there we go. So the P3S is really controllable. It's not an aerobatic machine. It's not really a fun flying machine. But given these sort of circumstances, you can have a little bit of fun with it, and not just a camera machine as most people do. You can do things, and of course the P3 is a good Steadicam machine. You don't actually have to be flying it. You can hold it and use it as a Steadicam. You don't need the Omni, you don't need any other frame or anything. The P3 itself produces a very good Steadicam mount, and some people in our club use their P3s, their advanced and pros and whatever, as a Steadicam, as well as flying to video shows and things. So it's a good little machine. So anyway, I'm going to take in a minute. Or in a few seconds, I'm going to be going out into a larger open area, and then you're going to see the effects of ATTI as against PGPS. All that flying so far is PGPS, so it's GPS stability for the position and everything. So once we get into the middle, of this grass area, I'll do a swing round so you can see the size of the area. It's a reasonable size, and it's just a small part of my ground, but anyway, it's reasonable size. So we'll get back to the centre. Now I'm on ATTI, and you can see that the machine is drifting around a lot more. I'm sort of pushing it forward, pushing it to the side, pushing it back, and instead of when I let go of the sticks that the machine basically stops, in ATTI she will just continue drifting to a stop. So you get a lot of movement in the direction that you center. Once you put it back to PGPS, then of course that excessive movement stops, and as you can see, she's swinging around, but she's stopping more, and she's more stable. You see the video itself is stabled down a lot. But once you go back into ATTI, again, here you go, you'll see it once I switch. I can't remember where it was, but you'll see that she flicks around a lot more. Here she goes, she's wandering around a lot instead of being steady. So that's basically what the difference is. Now I'm ATTI at the moment, and just having a bit of fun. But anyway, ATTI is good to try, but please only in nice conditions. Don't try it in the wind, or where you're liable to have a drift off quite badly with the wind and so on. So 30% battery, she's giving me an alarm, so I land her out. So thank you very much. Cheers.
I heard a million voices, happy as clam